Okay, finding x and y intercepts. Well, what is an x and y intercept? First off, let's say you had an x and y axis here, and you had an equation graphed. So it did something like this. I don't know. Did something really crazy. Okay, your x and y intercepts visually pretty easy to see here. So here's an x-intercept, here's a x-intercept, and here's your y-intercept. And so you just find those points. Well, maybe this is negative 2, 0. And maybe this is 1, 0, or 0, 1, excuse me. Whew. And maybe this one's 1, 2, 3, 0. And so that's just what they are. So we're going to find, these points are always very important to find them. And so here's how you can find them. It's also kind of nice to make a graph. Doesn't matter what your equation is. Let's say it was y equals x cubed plus 1. Okay? Let's not do 1. 1's going to give us some weird, something strange. Not strange, just easy. So let's say x cubed plus 3. So to find your x-intercepts, you just set y to 0, and to find your y-intercepts, you set x to 0. So let's start with the y-intercept. Okay, so your y-intercept would be y equals 0 cubed plus 3. Well, so that gives me 3. So my y-intercept is 0 for x, 3 for y. And then you could plot that if you wanted to. And then the same thing with x-intercept. So now we just set 0 for y. So you'd have 0 equals x cubed plus 3. So then you would subtract 3 over, and x cubed equals negative 3. And so you'd have to solve it now. Cube root of x to the third, and cube root both sides. So x equals the negative cube root of 3. Okay? And so that's your x-intercept. Negative cube root of 3 comma 0. So that's kind of an oddball. And so you could also check that. Again, I've got my equation from last time, so let me eliminate that so it disappears for us. And so let's say we put that in. Y equals x caret 3 plus 3. Okay, and we'll get rid of that. And we'll zoom around a little bit so that we can kind of see everything. And you can see that here's a y, whoops, I missed it. That's close enough. Oh man, I keep missing. Well, let's just do it this way. Intersect two objects. Boom, boom. There we go. Now it's guaranteed on there. Okay. So view, algebra view, and so there's my 2 points, 0, 3, and negative 1.44 comma 0. So these 2 points show you the x and y intercept. And so that's that particular equation. And it doesn't matter what your equation is. So let's say you have y equals 2x plus 4. Or better yet, y equals x cubed plus 3x plus 2. Okay? So in this one, your y-intercept, you'd plug a 0 in here, and you'd have 4, right? So 0 comma 4 would be your y-intercept. And your x-intercept, you plug a 0 here, and so you'd have 0 equals 2x plus 4. You'd minus the 4 over, and so x equals negative 2. So that would be negative 2 comma 0. And so there's your x and y intercept, and you could graph that. But I wanted to get to this next example. It's a little more difficult. So y-intercept, again, I think is always the easiest, or usually the easiest. Y-intercept, you plug a 0 in for x. So you'd have y equals 0. Oh, we don't want a cube there. I didn't mean to put a cube there. Sorry. I'm thinking of the last problem. It should be x squared plus 3x plus 2. I mean, you could do a cubed. It just gets kind of nasty. So y equals 0 squared plus 3 times 0 plus 2. And so if you do that, mathematically, you're going to get 2. 0 plus 0 plus 2. So 0 comma 2 is your y-intercept. Your x-intercept, you let y equal to 0. And so 0 equals x squared plus 3x plus 2. And so now this is a quadratic where we could complete the square, use quadratic formula. I just happen to know that this one factors. And so why beat yourself up? And so we're going to use the zero product principle. X is going to be, you set each piece equal to 0, and that'll find your x-intercepts. So x equals -2 when you move the 2 to the left, or to the right. And then if you did the same over here, -1, -1, x is equal to -1. So those are your two x-intercepts. It's a good idea to write those as ordered pairs like they are. So -2 comma 0 is one of your x-intercepts, -1 comma 0 is your other x-intercept. And again, you could check that in GeoGebra. So let's go ahead and type that in. Y equals x squared plus 3x plus, oh, is it -2 or +2? I don't remember. +2. Graph that, and there you can see it. So we'll intersect two objects again, the x-axis and our graph, and there's I and H are my two x-intercepts. And looks like 2 is my y-intercept and J. And so that's how you can check all of that. So best of luck in finding x and y-intercepts, and you got GeoGebra that can kind of help you out along the way. So good luck and see you next time.